Have you ever wondered how you would survive in a new space? How you would work in a new environment you have never ever been? If you're interested in finding out how to do that, watch this video. Hi guys, my name is Rayward and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but just bear with me. So if you're here for the first time, you're very welcome. This is Rayward welcoming you to this wonderful experience. And if not, if you're here again, an old subscriber, you're an OG, I doff my hat for you. In today's video, we would be talking about thriving and striving, or rather striving and thriving in a new environment, as you've already seen from the topic. However, remember that on my podcast, if you don't know I have a podcast, the podcast is called All Things Bray Podcast, and it's available on all streaming platforms where podcasts are gotten. So on Anchor, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, you can find it there. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the first part of this video or this episode or series is on there. I gave 5 tips on how you can thrive in a new environment. Using myself as an example, I'm going to give you a backstory. So I moved to Abeokuta in January for my service here, and at the time of filming this video, this is June, first day of June actually. However, I have been here for like 5 months and I have been able to learn some things and do some things that might seem strange to other people, and I've been getting constant questions. How are you sure you didn't know anybody in Abeokuta? When did you get here? It seems like you've been here for years. How come? All of these questions will be answered in this video. So when I came to Abeokuta in January, I had no idea what I was getting into. Number 1, I knew nobody. Number 2, and well, it has not been the smoothest of rides, but it has been smoother than it has been for most people. And in this video, I'm going to give you all the hacks that I have come up with to make yours as well easier as well. If you're concerned, you can listen to the first 5 parts of the podcast. The link for that episode is in the description box below. By the way, if you're not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe already. Okay, without further ado, let me get into the 5 remaining tips and tricks and hacks I'm going to give you on how to strive and thrive in a new space. I'm just going to run through some of the tips I gave in the first video or in the podcast, just for a context and a backdrop of what I am going to be saying. I'm not going to go into details or anything, I'm just giving you a backdrop. So the first thing I said was for you to decide what you want out of the place. If you want to understand more, go and listen to the podcast episode. Another one is that accepting that you are actually in a new place. It's a different place from what you know. The third thing I said was that there are different languages and behaviors. Accept that there are actually going to be different languages and behaviors in the new place that you're in. Yeah. Another thing I said was that you should sell yourself. Sell yourself. Nobody would know what you're buying if you don't sell it. So sell your market. Finally, I am at the point where I start narrating my story in these videos set over the years. However, you're in a new place and these people don't know such. So it is your responsibility to set the boundaries for them. Let them know how you ought to be treated, how they should treat you, because they really don't know you. They might be doing some things good-naturedly that it's not what you want for yourself, please let them know. Let them know that, okay, I cannot stand certain things because of, let's say, because of my health. You can't do certain things around me. You can't do this, you can't do that. Setting boundaries for people, especially when it comes to my health, used to be a really big issue for me, especially where in fact, in subsequent video, I'm going to talk about this in detail. However, for today, just know that when you get to a new place, as you're in that place, the people you have met, the institutions you've seen, the people you have met, people that are close to you, your new friends, let them know how you want to be treated, and also treat them as well with courtesy. You get, yeah. The next tip that you should know is that spend wisely. See, this particular one is very important, especially because of the economy that we have at the moment. Well, you should know that 10,000 naira in Kanu is very different from 10,000 naira in Lagos or Abeokuta per se. Why? Because of its purchasing power. That money might be able to get you a whole lot of things wherever you are coming from, but it might not. It might be limited. In fact, one of the major shocks I got was when I was shopping for my house, and I went to the market and I had to buy plates and things that I've always had that I don't even need to know where it's coming from. It's just that they are there. In fact, there's a stock that when we need a new one, we just go and carry it. However, buying new things, I went and one plate is like 600 naira. One plate, as in a plate. It's not that there's food inside, just the plate. Yeah, so you need to know how to spend wisely, know what you're earning, know what you get. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. If you like, if you want to spend all of it, squander all of it, but squander wisely, know the things and the places that you're spending your money on. So that's a very, very important thing to do in a new place, because you might even go with the mentality that I am just going the next town over, and you go to purchase things the same way you purchase them in where you're coming from. Trust me, you get a rude awakening, a rude shock is waiting for you. So the next tip that I'm going to be talking about is you welcoming new experiences. It's very easy, and in fact, it's actually human for you to want to stick to what you know, your predestined or whatever you're predisposed to, what you've known has worked for a long time for you. So I'm an introvert. I'm not saying that I am, I'm just saying hypothetically. So in fact, so that I am not quoted wrongly, I'll say a person is an introvert and they come to a new place, and because they've always been that person that always stays in, they just stay in, and they don't go out to explore, to actually meet new people and get new experiences. You could literally stay in the same room in any city and it make no difference. What makes the difference in the city is the outside, the world, your interaction with the people around you. So be ready to actually have new experiences. It might be different from what you know. Trust me, it will be different from what you know. There's certain foods that might not even make sense to you, certain names, certain things that might not seem logical to you. Just go with the flow, meet new people, learn about them. You get, like, just interact with people and have new experiences. Go out, have fun, dance, live, dance. So be open to new experiences. Another point that is very important for you to note is that you should be respected, or rather you should be respectful of the culture that you're now in. You're in a new place. There is obviously most times there's going to be a cultural difference. There might be some cultural discrepancies between what you imagine there to be and what it actually is. Be respectful of it. You don't need to agree with it. You don't need to follow or abide by it, but just be respectful of it. I got here, and one of the cultures that, Yorubas are very respectful people. In fact, they visualize their respect. It's very outwards. It's shown outwardly. And I came here and I saw the full extent of it. And you might feel weird, like as a girl from the south, you're coming and you're seeing people like kneeling down to like show thanks or apologize, and you're like in your head you're like, this is oppression. Don't go and say it to them because it is what they know and it is what is their culture. So respect it. Another point, the next point will be or is, do not be scared to share your own heritage and your own culture. That's one thing that I came here and I realized that it's something that has actually helped me. And because of where I am, I'm currently in Abeokuta, and most people here are Yoruba. So when you're in their midst, you're obviously a stranger. It's not something that you can, in fact, the bike man on the road knows that you're a stranger because of how you're calling Okimosun or Pasheke or somewhere. You're not calling you with the right intonation. So they already know that you're a stranger. So be a stranger with difference, Let them know where you're from, let them know your language, let them know of your foods. You are in a new place. In as much as you're absorbing their culture, you can also let them know of your culture. I came here and I started speaking of my festivals, the different names. It's quite unfortunate that I don't really speak the language, but the little that I can, I try to share with them. And I also be understanding if they do not know the exact differences between Akwa Ibom and Calabar. Or that Calabar is Cross River State is much bigger than Calabar. Understand that it's nothing to get angry about. It's an opportunity to educate them. And another one is stay vigilant. Well, this is very, very important. In fact, I can't even overlook this because you're in a new place. And strangers are usually easy targets for people who have a bad intention. They usually go for people who, if they get missing, nobody might really notice. If they are in a bad situation, nobody might actually want to come out and help. And those people are usually strangers. So if they think that you're an easy target, make it hard for them. Be very vigilant. Watch your environment. Be cautious of your gates. Be cautious of the places you go, the people you hang out with. You're meeting new people. You don't really know these people as well as you would want to think. So in as much as you're being open to new experiences and open to meeting new people and all of that stuff, always take everything with a pinch of salt. Verify. Let people know of your whereabouts. Let people know where you're going. Go in groups. If you're going somewhere, if you're going at night, go with someone and stuff like that to make sure that you're secure. You can't be too vigilant. That's not what I'm saying. Honestly, even with all the protection that you want to afford yourself, bad things still happen. So make sure that you actually do your due diligence, everything that you need to do to prevent a particular thing from happening. So those tricks, I'm done with the theory aspect. I was trying to wrap up so that I could, if I have time, I can give you some stories. So the reason why you might seem that I'm thriving actually in this place is the fact that I actually set a goal for myself. I'm someone who loves to impact. Like everything is about like making as much impact as I can, and everything is geared towards that. And when I got to Abeokuta, in fact, before I got to Abeokuta, if you have listened to the podcast, this might seem like me being a broken record and repeating something over and over and over again. However, for those of you who have not listened to the podcast and who will not listen to the podcast episode, let me just summarize. So when I got here, before I got here, I planned on making as much impact as I could during my service here, doing everything that I can to ensure that I impact the people around me and also the people at large. Just get it going on my life, get myself started at all my goals. And being here, all these tips that I have mentioned, both on the podcast episode and on this video, and in this video, all of them are the things that I have applied that is actually helping me. Trust me, it's not easy. I'm not saying that I had it easy or I had it the best. I'm even doing the best that I can. Obviously, I'm not. I can always do better. However, I do not disregard the fact that I've actually made some strides that might seem impossible. And hopefully, if you follow these things I have said, adding your own, trust me, you shouldn't take everything I say hook, line, and sinker because it might not apply to you, but trust me. And remember to follow me on my social media. Thank you. On Instagram, I'm Blessure. I give really interesting and really nice content, as you can see from my YouTube channel. Also, follow my Twitter at BlessyRainbow18. Don't worry, all of these things I'm saying are already on the screen. So, and also the links are in the description box. Don't forget to check that description box because there are important links there. Also, have you subscribed? If not, I don't know what to tell you because. In fact, if you watched 2-3 of my videos already and you have not subscribed, why? Are we fighting? Please let the Cold War end and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Please share this video, and until next time, remember that all things happen for a reason. Bye.